right to another senior in the battery zone as Kaedyn Sutton joins us from Crestview, and we'll flip the lower thirds. And Kaedyn, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Thank you for having me.
I mean, Kaedyn, let's first and foremost talk about this experience this season. I mean, dodging rain, but throwing a couple no-hitters along the way. Let's just talk about that first and foremost, about the season experience from your perspective.
It's been a really good experience. I mean, all the rain delays, I don't think I've experienced this many rain delays in a high school season compared from my freshman and junior year. But overall, I've been having a lot of fun with the girls and with the no-hitters. I didn't even expect me to throw any no-hitters this year, but it's been a pleasant surprise this year.
To stay on that point, with all the stops and starts of the season, how has it been like mentally trying to stay focused and try to stay confident and keep momentum going when you're winning, but then also try to regain momentum if you come after a loss and then you have to wait a while to play the next game?
Yeah, especially with all the long breaks, I always contact like my pitching and hitting coach and like, hey, can I get in? Like, I always want to keep my work in. I always want to keep my arm going because I hate taking breaks. I never do good when I take breaks. So I always try to, along with that, I always try to get the girls in, hey, like if you can go outside here, go outside there. Even if we don't have practice, just try to stay mentally and physically in the game.
What was kind of your mentality going into your senior season? What did you want to demonstrate to these underclassmen, and what was some of the goals, I guess, going into the senior season?
Some of the goals was to definitely win the league. And I know I mentioned a couple of times that I wanted to go back to districts. I haven't been to districts since my freshman year. And I love the experience so much. I wanted all of the underclassmen who haven't got to experience that yet with me. So
I want to talk about your freshman season because you lit the world on fire. You came in as one of the best freshmen in the area that year. I mean, the numbers spoke for themselves. But talk about how you've grown from freshman year to now, and what kind of growth you made, and how much better of a person and a player you are from then to now.
I can say that my confidence level is up, especially with pitching. Sometimes I get a little bit in my head with pitching, but my pitching coach now has definitely like sat me down. She's like, you know what you can do. Like if you're struggling, like you just have to keep mentally up, because I would probably say my freshman year, I was scared, I would probably say, because like I'm a little freshman, like I don't want to like be the one that loses the games or this and that, but I can definitely say that my confidence level has gone 10 times up.
What would you say is one of the biggest things that Crestview softball has taught you?
Probably just to love the game a little bit more. I love the girls that I play with now. They are some of my best friends, and I hope to keep in touch with them once I go to college, because I love the girls so much. They're basically like my sisters now.
Tell us the love story with softball, where it started, and what makes it such an easy sport to fall in love with.
Oh, well, I started when I was in T-ball. My mom and my aunt signed me and my cousin up, and then I loved it. Like I wanted to be in first base, because then like that's where all the action was. I wanted to be where all the action was because I loved it so much. And then I had my cousin in the outfield picking flowers, and I think that's just when I knew is that this was the sport that I wanted to do. And then after then, I went to my step that I was like, I want to play travel ball. I want to do this all year round. And then ever then, it's just been history.
Talk to me about this relationship with Karsyn and the excitement level of being able to continue the play at the next level.
Oh, Karsyn is my ride or die. I don't think I could live without her. We do everything together. We told our parents that we wanted to share a room. We originally didn't share a room, but we chose to share a room. We do everything together. It's just having her experience this way. I couldn't have it any other way.
I know this is going to be hard because there's probably a lot of things that you like about having her on the team. But what is the best thing about having Karsyn on the team and having her be your battery mate?
She knows how to calm me down. She knows what to say to me, if it's good or bad. She just knows how to control me, basically. And without her, I don't think I could be the player that I am today.
Staying on track with kind of that topic, what is some of the best advice that a teacher has given you that kind of has stuck with you?
My pitching coach for softball, she always says the hardest grind is not grinding. So, like, because you always want to stay in shape and all this and that, but sometimes you just have to take a break. And that is one of the hardest things because you're like, oh, what happens if I lose this or lose that? And you're not. You just have to accept it because your body eventually does need a break.
To stay on that topic, when your body and mind does need a break from softball, what kind of things do you like to do to relax yourself, the hobbies, things to do off the field to take yourself away from the game when you have to?
I usually hang out with my friends, and then I have a part-time job at a frozen yogurt place, so I'll work there on the weekends just to make a little extra money, and then it's just basically hanging with my friends and my family other than that.
Talking about when you're getting away from the game, let's talk about when the game gets taken away from you. You got to experience that COVID year. Talk to me about that experience a little bit too. What was that like for you to try to stay in softball shape and kind of fulfill that softball itch going into a year that wasn't in the high school year? Obviously, you had travel ball, but
Yeah.
that's not the same as representing your high school.
No, when we heard the news, we were actually supposed to have practice that night, and then we were at the field when we heard the news, and like I feel like just all of our hearts just dropped. We were like, well, what do we do now? That was like the big question. And we thought it was just going to be 2 weeks. And then it turned into the whole entire season. And it was just heartbreaking in a way because coming off from my freshman season, from having such a successful season, I was so eager to play my sophomore year. And then just it getting taken away with me, it was hard. But everyone worked through it. And then, like you said, I ended up having a travel ball season. So I still got to play, but it was hard not having a high school season.
Greg Eskra is a character, and we know him so well from the softball field, and we see him, during the games. Tell us one thing about Greg Eskra that maybe people don't see when they go to games that they should know about your coach.
He truly cares about the girls. He really is always looking out for us. He talks to us before and after the games. Especially since I'm usually pitching, he always asks how I'm feeling and this and that. And he has confidence in every single one of the girls, 1 through 9. And then he's just a really good guy.
Double down with that, and let's go into the Crestview community too. How influential has the Crestview community been on your softball career and your experience there?
Well, the Crestview community in general for all sports is really well. I mean, we just had senior night the other night, and it was packed. Like so many people came, and it's just really good to know that like people like to watch you, and it makes you happy.
Senior nights are a time that you get to reflect, and I'm sure it was very emotional to go through senior night. How did you go through the emotions that you had to go through and then get ready for a game and kind of try to put that away and go into softball mode?
Yeah, I definitely cried a couple times on senior night just because everyone means so much to me. But I just remember like Karsyn, she was just like, all right, it's game time. As soon as you step on that field, you have to just change your whole demeanor, and then it's time to go. It's go time.
What's your outlook on moving down south for the college experience and for your next softball adventure?
I'm excited, but I'm a little nervous just because I'm so far away from home. But I know I have Karsyn by my side, which is basically my home. So I'm a little nervous, but I can't wait to go down there with all the nice weather and just enjoy it.
Karsyn talked about how going so far away from Crestview next year has made her appreciate this year more and try to lead even as a better person and leave an even better legacy than she thought that she would last year. Do you have that same perspective that you kind of feel like since you're going so far away, there's even more of an imperative to be a good leader this year and leave a real legacy on this program because you're not going to be able to come back and come to games and give people advice next year. You're going to be in Florida, not worrying about 30-degree weather in April.
Yeah. 100%. I've definitely learned to appreciate the little things a lot more than I have just because I am moving so far away. So I'm not going to be able to experience all of these things again. I'm not going to see the girls as often. So I just really want to leave them with that. Just play your heart out because you never know where you're going to go next or anything else. So just appreciate every single thing that you get to go through.
You talk about your freshman year too, and I mean it was obviously a successful year. Who were some of the role models that you had on that team that served into helping you become who you were?
So all 4 seniors, Haley Eskra, Olivia Strank, Bailey Botera, and then Skylar Madden. They were all tremendous role models. They were great. But I would probably say Skylar Madden really took me under her wing. And then we became best friends. She just stuck with me the full season. I actually still talk to her today. We're still friends. She actually came out to senior night to see everyone play, but probably Skylar Madden. She was a great role model to me.
Now that you're a senior, we'll flip the script on that question and ask you, who's one underclassman that you think you've really helped and you've really taken under your wing and try to give as much advice to as possible?
I have 3 underclassmen I probably really took under my wing: Katie Lissy, Brenna Figley, and Brooke Brubaker. Brooke Brubaker is probably the closest to me. I love her. Especially I think her being a pitcher as well really just made us bond, because I feel like we can just read each other's minds in a way.
I asked a similar question to Karsyn. I want to ask it to you too. Do you feel like there has been a chip on your shoulder throughout your career playing in the same conference as so many other great softball teams, namely Champion being one of them?
Oh yeah, 100%. We want to prove to everyone that we are just as good as them. We work hard day and night. We really want to try to win the league this year. We lost to Champion, unfortunately, but I think when we play them, I think we're going to have a really good shot at them.
I mean, you look at the standings, you're alive in this conference. What would it mean to you to win this conference this year and go out to as a senior and go out and know that you won the conference?
Oh, it would feel amazing. I mean, we haven't won the conference at all. Yes, we went to districts and stuff, but we never got to win the MVAC. So doing that would be a huge impact.
We talked about some of the best advice that you've received. What is some of the best advice? We talk about the incoming freshmen and we talk about the underclassmen. If there's any advice that you're going to leave any of those underclassmen, what would that advice be about Crestview softball?
I would probably tell them that it is, at the end of the day, it is just a game, and to not always dwell on it, because I know me, I take things a little bit too personal when it comes to the game just because I have so much love for it. But at the end of the day, it is just a game, and it's just something you should be doing for fun and not something you should always be so hard on yourself for.
All right. When you look up, reflect on your season and your career at Crestview, not just the softball team, but the school system, what are some of your favorite things about representing the school system and being a part of the Crestview Rebels school system and just being able to tell yourself that you were a rebel?
I really like the community. I am so glad that I went to Crestview just because of the people. The teachers are fantastic. I mean, the people there, I have friends that I'll probably have for a lifetime there. It's just the community is so great. Everyone's supporting one another, and you really don't see that a whole lot. So it's just really good to know that they have your back.
All right, it's time for your rapid fire questions and to get to know you a little bit better off the field. Are you ready for this?
Oh, I think so.
All right, Karsyn set you up for this one. So
Okay.
if you don't like it, you have to blame her. What is one word that you really struggle with pronouncing?
There's a lot of words that I struggle to pronounce with. I think this is funny. For the longest time, I couldn't say ravioli. I said it ralioli, and then I couldn't say Ethiopian. I don't know if I even said that right. But yeah, probably the ravioli one was probably the big kicker because I couldn't say it. I probably learned how to say it like last year.
I'm kind of interested in how Ethiopian comes up in conversations.
My parents, because they know I can't pronounce things. So they're just like, pronounce this, pronounce that.
Yeah, you have a pet. Karsyn talked about your cat. If your cat could talk, what would it say about you?
Me and the cat do not get along. I am not a cat person at all. So it would probably say something really mean to me because we do not get along.
So this answer will probably be different than your sisters.
Yeah.
What was your favorite animal?
Oh, probably I really like zebras. I really like zebras.
If you could vacation anywhere in the world, where would you want to vacation?
I've always wanted to go to Greece.
Okay, so flip that then. What's the best vacation you've been on?
Me and my family went to the Dominican Republic.
What is your hidden talent?
I don't even know if I have a hidden talent. I can do this thing where I can wiggle my nose. It's like
The Bewitched.
Yeah.
Awesome. What is your favorite board game?
Ooh. Can it be a card game?
Yeah, that works.
I really like Uno.
What was your last Google search?
Google search.
It doesn't have to be accurate. It's just like the last one you
Probably,
remember.
probably having to search something for like physics or something because physics is really kicking my butt right now.
But what is your favorite subject in school? Guessing.
Math. Yeah.
I was about to say, I'm guessing it's not going to be physics.
No, it's not physics at all.
What teammate never fails to make you laugh?
Probably Brenna.
What's your biggest childhood fear? What was the one thing you were scared of as a kid?
Oh, I'm so scared of this. Okay, elevators. I hate elevators.
If you could be fluent in another language, what would you want to be fluent in?
Probably Spanish.
What do you enjoy performing, or do you enjoy performing in front of an audience?
I love to dance, if that counts.
Okay.
I love to be the star of the show.
If you were going to have a viral video, what do you think you would go viral for?
Probably something either softball related or probably something stupid, honestly. I don't even know what I would do. Probably something that Karsyn pulled her phone out and filmed me doing something.
Sunrise or sunset?
Sunset.
Salty or sweet?
Sweet.
What is your favorite guilty pleasure dessert?
I absolutely love chocolate. Anything chocolate, I love it so much.
What was the last show that you binge watched on Netflix?
Netflix?
Or any other streaming device?
Well, I was going to say, because Friends, they got rid of Netflix, Friends on Netflix. So I've been watching Friends on HBO Max.
Yeah, any streaming service, I think that crosses the board. I'll accept it. Night in or a night out?
Night out, 100%.
And then last but not least, if you could afford any car, what car would you want to buy?
A Jeep. We have a Jeep right now, but I love it so much.
That was one answer. You and Karsyn both had the same, so we might have a family of Jeeps in that household. Kaedyn, before we let you go, we want to give you the chance to thank your support system, the people that are always there for you, the people that you know that you wouldn't be where you are without.
I definitely want to thank my parents. They have been there since day one through all the recruiting process and then all the traveling to everywhere. They've just been there, and I couldn't have done it without them. And then obviously Karsyn, I love her so much. I couldn't do anything without her. And then my pitching coach, Erin Gabriel, she's not just a great coach, but a great person to talk to about anything. She's helped me through so much. And then just all of my coaches that I've had throughout the years, because they've obviously helped me be the player that I am today. And then just all the girls that I've played with making all the memories with me. It's great to have.
All right, Kaedyn, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. We wish you the best of luck in the future and all your games that you still have to play. Hopefully we can see you make a deep run in the tournament. We believe you can.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you again real soon.
Okay, thank you.